Hey guys, welcome back to another game of Agricola, this time playing with Doe Academy, Last 92, and Midi Lalbusim. We opened a pretty good pack. There's a lot of very first pickable cards here. It's actually a very interesting decision. Obviously, Reed Collector and Mason are just excellent, excellent, excellent cards. You're always happy to first pick either of them. Um, I like Workaholic a lot, although I think it's a bit weaker than Mason and Reed Collector. And then the other interesting thing in this pack is Commercial Baker is extremely strong, and Baker's Servant is pretty strong. And if we could get them together, that would be just really incredible for us. So we could take a little bit of a punt here and first pick Commercial Baker, hoping to wheel Baker's Servant. It's slightly risky because I do think Commercial Baker is probably a bit weaker than Reed Collector and Mason, but Commercial Baker is already a great card, and with the upside of possibly wheeling Baker's Servant, I think I want to go for it. All it takes is somebody taking Workaholic over Baker's Servant. Yeah. The other option would be to take Baker's Servant and play Oven Inspector and wheel Oven Inspector if Commercial Baker doesn't wheel, because Oven Inspector will always wheel, pretty much. Nobody's ever going to take Oven Inspector over Commercial Baker, Workaholic, Reed Collector, Mason. But, I mean, the problem is Oven Inspector is a lot worse than Commercial Baker, and Oven Inspector is just not a very good card if nobody else does baking strats. I guess the thing is, if Commercial Baker wheels, or doesn't wheel, we know somebody is going to build an oven at some point and do baking strats at some point. But... oh, sorry, I forgot how this card was worded. So all we need with this card is somebody to ever build an oven, which is definitely happening with Commercial Baker. So the safe play is to take Baker's Servant here. Well, the safest play is probably to take Reed Collector or Mason. The somewhat safe play is to take Baker's Servant and just wheel Oven Inspector if Commercial Baker doesn't wheel. But I think I'm going to shoot for the stars. I think I'm going to go for Commercial Baker. I wouldn't be surprised if Baker's Servant doesn't come back, but Commercial Baker also just works with a lot of other cards. Just anything that wants you to have a lot of grain, anything like Rum Distillery. The cards that let you use grain for like building resources, so anything like, what's it called, Lemon Trader, Straw Thatched Hut, and Straw Thatched Roof. All of those are obviously great with Commercial Baker, even something like Sleeping Corner. So I think I'm fine taking Commercial Baker here, but I don't know if this is necessarily the best move. I think it probably isn't the best move if you're talking only about giving us the best chance to win. But I really like Commercial Baker as a card, and I kind of want to play it and shoot for the stars again with Baker's Servant maybe coming back. I'll probably look at the power after the game, because I'm not actually sure what the power is like on all of those cards. I know they're all pretty powerful. Obviously, Mason, I think, is in the 4s, and Reed Collector is either high 3s or in the 4s as well. I don't know exactly where Baker's Servant's power is. I think it's relatively high, because Baker's Servant is a pretty good card. But yeah, I'm not positive. And then Commercial Baker, I also don't know exactly where its power is. Workaholic, I think, is mid 3s, I think, or maybe low 3s. Dough we're waiting a couple of minutes on, so it might be a bit. I'm not sure exactly where Doe and Lass like to draft. Like, sometimes the people you play with can inform what cards will come back, but I wouldn't be surprised if Midi took, like, Workaholic out of that pack. If I remember right, I think Midi likes animal cards a bit. This pack... So there's a couple crop cards that we definitely don't want, like Apple Picker and Seasonal Worker. Don't work at all with Commercial Baker, but they're a bit disconcerting to have in the draft because of Baker's Servant. These being in the pack behind Baker's Servant probably won't inform people's decision to take Baker's Servant or not, but Doe saw them, so maybe if Doe is like, oh, I can wheel Apple Picker or Seasonal Worker, I'll take Baker's Servant, that could be a problem, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Sailboat Constructor is a good card. It gives us 2 stone for Commercial Baker, so I think it's the pick here. Guildmaster is the highest powered card here, but with Commercial Baker we obviously want to be using stone on Stone Oven, so I don't think we can take Guildmaster here. We didn't really see anything in our first pack that combos with Guildmaster either. Nothing that really combos with Building Majors. Nothing that... Obviously none of the cards like Potter or Cabinet Maker. So I think I'm just going to take the Sailboat Constructor here. Allow ourselves to push for the Stone Oven. Also just a powerful card. Well, Manure Shoveler... Oh no, I was thinking of this the opposite way. So this gives you crops when you have animals, not animals when you have crops. So we probably don't want that. Powerhouse, probably not super interesting. Vegetable Importer could be okay. We have a good way to get grain, but not a great way to get veggies. But Sailboat Constructor does give us 1 vegetable, so I think that's a reason to probably not take Vegetable Importer. I think we're taking Hoarder here. Silo Girl is nice, but again, we kind of have crops covered. Again, having all these crop cards in the draft makes it less likely that Commercial Baker wheels, which is a bit of a problem, but I mean, only so much you can do. Manure Shoveler is actually a pretty strong combo with Commercial Baker, because with Commercial Baker, Sow Bake is like better than Plow Sow, because you get the plow and you get a sow and you get a bake. And so Manure Shoveler, you're going to be sowing a lot, so you can like spam Sow Bake and get grain and vegetables over and over again, kind of like a surf that also gives you a veggie if you can get a ton of animals. So that is interesting, but we should have grain covered with Commercial Baker if we manage to wheel Baker's Servant. And I wouldn't at all be surprised if Baker's Servant doesn't wheel, so I'm just going to take the point stealing card in Hoarder. Wow. Very interesting. So Stockbroker is a very powerful card. It can kind of spiral out of control, but we really don't have any support for it. Reeve is obviously great. Field Agent is somewhat interesting. We don't need it to get grain, really, but it can get us some vegetables and get us some sows, but I don't think it's the pick here. I think the pick here has to be Reeve or Diligent Farmer. Both are incredible. I think I'm going to go with Diligent Farmer. With Commercial Baker, we could get Diligent Farmer relatively early. If we find a way to plow fields, especially if Baker's Servant wheels, we could get, like, if we can get to 5 fields, it's easy to sow grain in them. We'll have a veggie from Sailboat Constructor. So I think we can get Diligent Farmer relatively early. And even if we don't, then you can just play it in round 14 as a 3-point action if you're in stone. So it's just always a good card. Yeah, no surprise. Didn't wheel, but whatever. Workaholic came back. I guess it's the pick. Yeah, so we got a bit punished, but I was expecting this, and like I said, I'm still fine just playing Commercial Baker. I really like Commercial Baker as a card. Unfortunately, we didn't really see any cards that synergized that well with like a 3-grain space, but most of the cards that synergize it with cards like this are minors. There's not a ton of Ox that work with it, so we'll be looking for anything like Bread Machine, Straw Thatched Hut, Straw Thatched Roof, Sleeping Corner, Rum Distillery. There's plenty of minors we could still open. Here I'm just going to take Workaholic based on power level. We could take Oven Inspector just as one bake action, because somebody's going to be buying the Clay Oven since they took Baker's Servant. But, yeah, I mean, this would just be taking it to pay 1 food for a bake action at some point, which might not even be useful. If the Clay Oven gets bought before we buy the Stone Oven, it doesn't even matter. So I think Workaholic's just the pick here. It's the most powerful card, I'll take it. If we see something like Loom in our opening pack, we could go for just early fences, play Workaholic, play Loom, take some sheep. Don't even need like a fireplace or whatever, just let the sheep breed, get your resources, and trigger Loom. So even though it doesn't really synergize with what we have, I think Workaholic's fine. Also with Diligent Farmer, Workaholic's a fine card. You can, for example, you can like build 4 stables on your first room build, and then take wow, Guildmaster came back. That's crazy. I mean, with Workaholic, Master Shepherd's really interesting, but I can't believe Guildmaster came back. Guildmaster was like the highest power card left. Somebody took Seasonal Worker. Whoever took the Baker's Servant has the Seasonal Worker, I imagine, because we didn't really see veggie cards. Do we take the highest power card? I mean, Master Shepherd isn't terrible power. It's like 2.5 or something. But, man. Yeah, this is tough. So, what did we pass that gives you stone? Did we pass, like, anything that gives you stone? I guess, like, if the thing is, if we take Guildmaster, what are we even hoping for? Like, we can build guilds, but is that even worth it? We really don't have synergy with building guilds. It would just be for Guildmaster. What minors are we hoping to open? Most of the cards that synergize with building the guilds are majors. Cards like Stonecutter, cards like Mastermind. There's very few minors. Maybe, like, well, there's the upgrades that let you buy them twice, but even that's not amazing. There's Bounty, I guess. Bounty's okay with Guildmaster. Something like 5 rings, maybe, or yeah, I mean, there's just not that much. This is weird because Guildmaster's like over 4 power and Master Shepherd's only like 2.5, but I think we just want to take the Master Shepherd. Yeah, I mean, we're fine feeding with Commercial Baker, so we don't really need guilds to feed. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Master Shepherd. Here, I don't really think we want to be traveling players and fishing that much. Burger Flipper can be okay with Workaholic. Obviously, getting a breeding pair of cows early is nice. But, yeah, I mean, Vegetable Importer, works with Diligent Farmer. Between these 3 veggies and Sailboat Constructor, we don't even need a sow action to get 4 points for veggies, but I mean, we would want a sow action to get 4 point for grains anyways, and just to be baking, so that's not super relevant. Football player I don't like as a card, but maybe just another way to up our point ceiling a little bit. Because, yeah, vegetable importer and burger flipper I really don't care about much. Burger flipper could be okay. We if we wanted to like try to open something like milking stool or ox team or anything like that, burger flipper would be nice. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think we need it. I don't think we really want to buy a cooking hearth necessarily. Well, this was exactly what I was looking for. I said we wanted to open bread machine. We opened bread machine, easy pick. Our game is great. We got paid off for opening taking commercial baker. Bread machine obviously would have been fine if we went for the line of baker servant oven inspector, because bread machine is great with baker servant as well. So that would have been nice, but obviously we got paid off for taking commercial baker over reed collector and mason, because I think bread machine, commercial baker, and probably bread machine, baker servant are both stronger than just mason and reed collector in the dark. Petting zoo would be nice to wheel. Bookmark would be fine to wheel. Foreign labor might be playable. This could easily be a three-room game, or a 3-room stone house game where we go for a diligent farmer for a stone room. But yeah, no question, bread machine's the pick here. Well, diamond mine I think is the pick here. It makes me a bit sad that we passed Guildmaster, because diamond mine is one of the few miners that actually makes Guildmaster a lot better, just because with this extra stone a lot of the time you want to be building the guilds. But yeah, I mean, Trade School is a great card, but I think we just have to take Diamond Mine here. Yeah, I mean, Trade School is very powerful, but with Diligent Farmer Workaholic, there's a good chance we want to build 4 stables anyways, so that reduces Trade School's value a little bit. Wild Fruit would be fine. Pelts isn't necessarily good for us, but we still might want to take it just because it's a powerful card. Chicken Coop is fine. There's a lot of reed in this game. But yeah, I think Diamond Mine's just the pick. I'm shocked that Guildmaster wheeled. I have to imagine Last took it because it was like far, far and away the best card left in that pack after we took the Master Shepherd. Wow, and here's another card that combos with Guildmaster, so we're getting punished a decent bit. I still think I take my cabbage here. It's just such a powerful card. With Diamond Mine, we're going to have some extra stone, so we definitely could buy pottery. And clay for a point and 2 vegetables is just like so crazy. Farm stable, sure. Beehive oven. Beehive oven actually is okay. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot of baking, so 2 stone for a point and like maybe like 4 food. That's not a great deal, so I'm not going to take it here, but on the wheel it might be okay. Harrow, we don't need. We'll have plenty of food, so as long as somebody plays Harrow, that's fine by us. But yeah, like I said, got pretty punished for passing the Guildmaster, opening Diamond Mine and my cabbage. I think these are 2 of the like better miners for a Guildmaster. Yeah, what even else? 5 Rings is up there. Negotiation, maybe. Negotiation is pretty strong with Guildmaster, although Negotiation is definitely a G7 card. I don't know if it's a G7 card that's like in the G6 collection that gets played or the G6 deck technically, but I know like the symbol on it is G7, so it might not be. We might not be playing with it in the pool. What else is good with Guildmaster? My Cabbage is definitely up there. Maybe like Trees for the Citizens. Bounty, like I said, but yeah, we definitely opened 2 of the better Guildmaster cards, so pretty sad. I still feel pretty good about our game. I've had Commercial Baker Bread Machine before. It's a crazy combo. Obviously, we're going to have to push extremely hard for the Stone Oven, but between Sailboat Constructor, taking 2 stone, we should be fine, and Diamond Mine also maybe can get us there. If we get, like, super locked out of reeds... Oh. Wow. It just keeps coming. So, like I said, the upgrades aren't amazing with Guildmaster because you have to get like more stone to rebuy them, but I mean they are still fine. Keys is a great card, so it's somewhat interesting. Festival Hall is also pretty good with Commercial Baker. We can probably get 2 Sown Grain pretty easily, but I mean with Bread Machine we can bake all of the grain we have. So Festival Hall, like turning the grain into food isn't super relevant. So basically Festival Hall allows us to turn 2 food into a building resource every harvest, because really baking the grain isn't an issue. So I think that means we probably don't want it. Cherry Orchard, probably don't need it with My Cabbage and Sailboat Constructor. We probably won't be sowing early enough that we want to sow wood. We'll probably just be using Bread Machine to bake. I don't doubt we'll go on sow bake often, so I think Keys is an easy pick here. I would probably take Sawmill if we took the Guildmaster, but yeah, I think Keys is an easy pick here since we didn't get the Guildmaster. Wow, Bookmark came back. So Fruitcake is obviously fine with Commercial Baker, but Bookmark I think is the best card here. Bookmark gives us something great to play if we go 4th in round 1. We can go 3 wood into Bookmark. Fruitcake is fine, but I mean again, we shouldn't have problems converting grain into food. So like a grain for a point and food is fine. Like basically it's a free point for us, but yeah, I think Bookmark's significantly better for us. Wild Fruit came back, easy pick. Brushwood Roof, really, I don't think it's super relevant. There's a lot of reed in this game. There's a reed pond and a reed collector, and we just passed Reed Exchange, which Last probably has Guildmaster, so I wouldn't be surprised if Last took the Reed Exchange. So yeah, just tons and tons of Reed, and we're happy to go on Reedstone Food with Commercial Baker and My Cabbage. We and the possibility of going to Stone early with Diligent Farmer. Although the early Stone card didn't come back, that gives you 3 guests, so makes it less likely we'll go to Stone early. But I mean, we'd still like to be in Stone for Diligent Farmer, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if we take a lot of Reedstone Food this game. Also, Keys is a way to use Stone, so yeah, lots of uses for Stone this game. So Reedstone Food is fine for us. And we want wood to be able to fence early and like build stables and stuff, so yeah, really not interested in Brushwood Roof, especially when Wild Fruit's so good for us. Wild Fruit is really simply a point and 3 food for basically no cost. So this is interesting. Would we rather have the chance to play Child's Toy or just take a free point? Is a bit of situationalness and a resource worth an extra point? Probably not. It does give us something to play early. Right now, we only really have Bookmark to play early, and like keys. Wild Fruit maybe can come out before our family grow, but yeah, I mean we should have Commercial Baker and like Workaholic and Sailboat Constructor out by then. So yeah, we have like 3 miners to play early. Foraging definitely is not going to be able to come out early, but yeah, the other question is, do we need point cap? Like, do we have issues with that? And I think between Hoarder and Football Player, which might get played depending. Like, if we have issues with our point cap, Football Player can get played. So I think we'll just take Foraging. We're going last, so Bookmark is looking pretty likely. Last is going to slam Reedstone Food with Guildmaster and all the good Guildmaster cards we passed her. Oh, wow. There's no way she didn't take the Guildmaster. I don't buy it. So she must think that playing Reed Collector first is better than Reedstone Foonig with Guildmaster, which I really disagree with. Midi has Freeloader. Sure, whatever. I'm shocked Midi didn't take Guildmaster with Freeloader. Freeloader guarantees you Reedstone Food every round, so very strange. No surprise, we're going 3 wood. We very much would like start player to wheel. We'll take Reedstone Food next round. We want the stone, we want the food. We're fine with the reed, so yeah, easy pick. We could like play Commercial Baker and then take 3 grain second action, but because we're going first in round 2, our second action is going to be decent. It'll probably be 2 reed because reed isn't great in this game. Oh, also Midi can take an occupied action space, so Midi will probably Reedstone Food. Oh, Doe takes horse. So Doe's going to Reedstone Food again. I'm going to get a plow out of the way. Our only mechanism for plowing is going to be Harrow, and with cards like Diligent Farmer, getting plows out early is nice. Also, just being able to sow some grain could be nice, or sow a veggie if we Sailboat Constructor early. So, Doe will Reedstone Food here, obviously, since they took Reedstone Food first action, but this is fine for us. We would have liked to play Bookmark there, obviously, because having it come out before the harvest so we could play Sailboat Constructor would have been nice, but I mean, this should be fine. We'll play Commercial Baker here. Yeah, very confused what's going on in this game exactly. I don't think I want to start player Bookmark here, even though I'd like Reedstone Food. I think just getting 3 grain out of the way is nice. And having our Ock come at the start of round 5 could be awkward. That means we need an extra food going into the harvest. Oh wow, Doe has Lady of the Manor. How did I get a 4th pick Diligent Farmer with Lady of the Manor? This draft is really weird, man. I really want a lot of Reedstone Foods. I could also just take 2 reed here. 2 reed is perfectly acceptable. No, I want to get Reedstone Foods out. I'll play the Bookmark. Yeah, I'm so confused why Guildmaster didn't get taken by anybody. Obviously, Doe wants stone for some reason, but apparently it's not Guildmaster. Lass. I mean, Glass has to have the Guildmaster, right? Lass also got past Reed Pond. Guildmaster was by far the best card in that pack. I just don't know how you wouldn't have taken the Guildmaster out of that pack. Unless I'm forgetting some card, but I don't think I am. So here I'm going to go 3 food second action. We want to play Sailboat Constructor before the next harvest and be able to buy the stone. Most likely. There's a decent amount of food because MIDI can take occupied reedstone food, so maybe a 4 food comes next round. Last definitely needs a 3 food since Major Minor didn't flip, unless last start players for the sheep, which also is a possibility. Maybe last is going for a double build. If 4 clay comes back, I'll probably just take that over the, what's it called? Over like 3 food or playing Sailboat Constructor here. Oh no, we need 4 food next round no matter what, because we need 3 food and it costs 3 food for Sailboat Constructor or buy stone. So yeah, we'll play the Sailboat Constructor now, I think. We should be able to get... Oh, well, worst case scenario, we can just take grain next round and riot 2 of it for the harvest to knock. Or, well, or take reedstone food and riot 1 grain for the Ock. Last play is Trade School, probably on 2 wood, I would guess. That's what this seems to be setting up for. This means MIDI is likely going to be, or maybe on sheep. Oh, yeah, sheep, sure. Well, that's a bummer for us. I mean, it's a cool combo. It's basically a patron, but yeah, I mean, with Lady of the Manor in the draft, I'm glad I didn't take Trade School. Lady of the Manor is another reason to be happy we got a plow out early, but yeah, very strange. MIDI taking food. Del might take food here, which would be a problem for us. Especially since MIDI's going to reedstone food next action, so yeah, our feeding will be sketchy. Wow, Doe fencing 4. Well, that basically destroys Lass. Oh, so Lass was going to buy the 5 place. Yeah, Doe can just completely blow out Doe. This does mean we're probably getting 4 food here, though, because MIDI will reedstone food, Doe will take the sheep. This has to be for the sheep. I don't know why you wouldn't do this. I really don't get what everyone's doing, though. Like, nobody took Workaholic. Why does everybody want animals so bad? I mean, it makes sense for Lass. Lass just wants a patron, but yeah, is this like solely a block action from Doe? I don't get it. We're in good shape. We have the yeah, I mean, I think there's a good chance Lash should have just taken the 4 food here. Well, we could start player into 6 wood here. Wow, and Doe will be able to get 6 wood. Midi, I guess midi building here was fine, but do we want 4 wood or to start player into 6 wood? I think I'd rather save my start player actions. Start playing into 6 wood is essentially a 2-3 wood actions. I mean, it's a bit better than that because you'll have start player in the next round if nobody else takes start player. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the wood here. It also has the advantage, start playing into 6 wood has the advantage of like the other person not getting 6 wood. But last is getting a 6 wood here no matter what, so not a ton of like reason. We want Reedstone Food here over 3 Reed, I think, but I'll happily take 3 Reed if it comes back. Midi playing Seasonal Worker is weird. Yeah, that makes me wonder if Midi has the Baker's Servant, but yeah, I don't know. Doe will probably renovate Cooking Hearth here, maybe take Reedstone Food or 3 stone first. Hopefully Doe doesn't buy... Okay, Chicken Coop. Is this on renovation? Yeah, I think I'm taking Reedstone Food over 3 stone. Or 3 Reed. But, I mean, it's certainly possible for me to build 2 rooms if I get a 4 wood. Yeah, I'll take the Reed. So, there's wood, 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 clay, 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 and grain veggie, and then there's wood, 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 wood. So next round action, we will probably commercial bake. We also need a clay action, which is like a bit of a problem, but yeah, depending on what happens. Oh, Doe took start player, not renovation. This can't be Clay Hut extension. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe bonus room? This is looking somewhat like a bonus room. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Reno Cooking Hearth here, although they're not close to a planted field, but yeah. Midi seasonal works, so hopefully Midi doesn't buy our stone oven, but we'll be pushing somewhat hard for it. So Doe, we might be able to get 6 clay next round. So I think we commercial bake here. Yeah, this feels like a bonus room. Or stone. So we saw multiple stone cards. There's Silo Girl and the guest card in this draft. Let's see. But yeah, I don't think Doe will take 6 clay. I think that probably takes Reedstone Food. This looks like an early run out of stone with the guest card and Silo Girl. I think we want Family Grow to flip in round 7, because otherwise Doe will get to double Family Grow. This is good for us. We obviously take 6 clay. Doe last will start player. Last doesn't need to start player because Midi can't. But we're going to build a room second action, so yeah. We could also go for a double build ourselves by taking 4 wood. Last plays chess player. Oh, that's a cool combo. So last, whenever they take sheep, they'll get a boar and a knock. Yeah, Midi has the baker's servant. I think I'm just going to buy the stone oven and set up to hopefully double build next round. Last can't really double build. Oh, we can... Yeah, we can start players. I forgot that stone oven was minor for us. So we could... yeah, so if we start player stone oven... we can 6 wood into build 2 rooms. Yeah, that's definitely the play. Oh wow, Doe opened expansion plans, so this plus the guest miner is obviously very strong. Again, Doe would have had an incredible Diligent Farmer game, so interesting. I'm interested to know what Doe took over Diligent Farmer. Yeah, I think we want to start player here into 6 wood. This does mean last doesn't have... Oh, so Midi got the combo. This is cool. We were considering this combo. I think it's decent, but I mean, Seasonal Worker is okay with it, but yeah, I mean, you really need a way to bake is the problem, because Oven Inspector is only 1 bake action. So, like, you can sow bake, because if you get 2 grain, you can bake and then sow a grain on the field you get from the bake action. So it's okay. But, yeah, I mean, definitely... Oh, Midi took 3 wood. That's unfortunate. This was bad. We should have taken 4 wood, because then we could start player stone oven into build, and last wouldn't be able to build in front of us. We are fine, because last can't feed here, so last can't take start player from us, so we are going to get a grow next round, but yeah, we definitely didn't sequence this the best we possibly could. We should have taken 4 wood last round. Yeah, so last will family grow and then take sheep. Cherry orchard, sure, whatever. Not particularly meaningful, I don't think. Less taking the 4 wood over... Oh no, they took the Ock first action. Never mind. Midi plays read exchange. Sure. I mean, Midi can't have the guild master. Yeah, I mean, maybe Lass's plan was to use chess player for guild master, but yeah, I just don't get it. So our family grow next round will be Diamond Mind, and then it will be Bread Machine in round 9. Well, we not what's it called? Not our family grow, because Lass will probably start player for family grow, but our start player if we get the opportunity to. Oh, hi Sid. My third Ock in play. Oh, it's Workaholic. It's not great. I just played it because I start player bookmark, and it sets up for both Bread Machine and Diamond Mine. And at the time, I thought it was maybe more useful to get out than Hoarder. It's possible I should have played Hoarder, though, in retrospect. But I think it was fine to play. So we can sailboat here if we want to. Do we want to sailboat? It gives us an extra grain to bake, so it's probably fine too. Yeah, I mean, we net a food on it because we're going to be baking with Bread Machine. I could consider family growing Bread Machine just to make sure I get a bake action, but I wonder if Doe's going to try to build another stone room. It certainly seems that way. We will family grow. No, I'll play Diamond Mine because we want to buy pottery as quick as possible before somebody else tries to. Stone. Oh, we have grain veggie. Last start players Brushwood Roof. When did Reeve come out? Oh, I went and last took a sheep, of course. So I do want to play Harvester or Hoarder before this harvest. That's fine. Actually, we're gonna struggle for Bread Machine. We might have to run out of Bread Machine. I think I'm gonna take Reedstone Food here. We should be able to get a decent clay action next round. Yeah. And taking Reedstone Food also makes it harder for Doe to... Yeah, it's possible building the fourth room was a mistake, Sid. I just thought it was probably useful, but in retrospect, maybe it wasn't. I had the extra read. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it was horrendous, but yeah, it maybe wasn't correct. Maybe I should have just like built stables. We are gonna have to first action Renault bread machine. Oh, actually no. We our bread machine doesn't work because Doe has 2 actions before us. That's a problem. I might have to like plow and sow bake then. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, I did math wrong. I should have played bread machine, not diamond mine. I forgot that Doe only has 2 actions. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, that was just a mistake on my part. This does mean we can take clay or something first action instead of having to reno out the bread machine, but yeah, that was just sloppy. Also, MIDI is gonna try to sow bake in front of us, actually, now that I think about it. So we might have to sow bake first action. Yeah, that was just sloppy play. Wow, MIDI builds a room. Luckily that doesn't interrupt our growing at all because MIDI has freeloader, but that seems crazy to me. I don't see how MIDI feeds that. Now we definitely have to first action sow bake. I think I'll just double bake grain and sow a vegetable. It's not great when we have my cabbages. We really don't need the vegetable sown, but yeah. Oh, beehive oven. Okay, now we don't need a sow bake. This is not an oven. Oh, it's just without using the beehive oven. That's a cool combo. Oh, Harrow came out. So I could double plow here and then sow bake, but no. Yeah, there's really no need for me to... Yeah, I mean, you just saw that MIDI got a free action and there's no pressure on feeding. Doe start players, no surprise. Foreign labor. It's even right. We will take 6 to clay here because we want to buy pottery. There's a chance we get 6 wood next round because, yeah, people are just doing things other than taking wood, I think. Like, Lass is definitely going to take sheep with one of her actions, and who knows what else with the other. Reed. Okay, maybe Lass wants to buy BMW, but Yeah, I don't know. So we can actually sow the grain here, which is nice. We only need to bake one, especially with pottery. Oh, actually, no, we can't renovate pottery here. Because I want to play Hoarder. Also with Hoarder, I want to sow the veg. With Reeve in the game, I think I definitely want to play Hoarder. So, yeah. Oh, MIDI takes wood. Not unreasonable with Lady of the Manor in the game. There's probably going to be a good amount of pressure on wood, but sad for us. Oh, Doe might have Mason, actually. Yeah, Doe has Mason. So that's why Doe wants to build a stone room. That makes sense. I think we want to sow bake. I guess we could just play Hoarder for 3 points if we wanted to buy pottery here, but yeah, I don't know. Sowing the grain is also just so much more valuable than sowing the stone. Yeah, I think I'm going to play a 3-point Hoarder. Yeah, in retrospect, I think building a 4th room was probably a mistake. Oh, nice. Lass has Hedgemaster. That's cool. This comes after she takes the animals, but yeah, she can hold the boar there and take another boar next round. Whatever. MIDI, day laborers, sure. Yeah, we'll reno pottery. Yeah, so with Workaholic, we really would like to fence early-ish, so I think I'm gonna risk taking 4 wood over start player here. It's risky because Doe might start player to try to grow again, but... Oh, nada. Yeah, there's no way. Especially when we might stable block them, and we probably will stable block them if they take start player. I think taking the wood is just too important. Yeah, so next action we start player bread machine. We're still not going to be able to bake, so we definitely have to bread machine second action in round 11. I guess we can do a third action because Doe will have an extra action, but yeah. Yeah, I think building the fourth room definitely turned out to be a mistake. Playing Workaholic over Hoarder obviously was a mistake too, but that one we weren't sure exactly the texture of the game, so I think that one might have been fine. Yeah, Hera's gonna help with plow pressure, Sid, but there definitely is pressure on plows with Lady of the Manor. I mean, there's also Baker's Servant, so Medieval Albusum is basically never gonna plow. I think we just take 3 wood again. We want so much wood. Yeah, you're probably right, Sid. I was originally planning to do it when I didn't know that Doe had expansion plans, and then I just didn't think about bailing on that strategy when Doe played expansion plans because I knew about the foreign labor, so I had a good idea that Doe was gonna go to two stone rooms with the way they were playing, but uh, yeah, I just didn't think about the fact that they played expansion plans would make it hard to double grow. I'm surprised that Doe doesn't have the silo girl. Yes, bread machine with commercial baker is so strong. It's just really crazy. Actually, I can commercial bake here. I don't need to start player. If what's it called? If Doe doesn't build here. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, annoying. It's not the end of the world because we can play like wild fruit. We have plenty of miners, so start playing is fine. But yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Um, I guess you're right, Sid. I don't think it really matters. Um, yeah, it shouldn't matter, but might as well. Well, I was actually thinking about playing wild fruit on Family Grow over my cabbage and just use cabbage in like round 12 or 13 because I'm not going to be eating veggies ever. So I really only need to sow one vegetable. Yeah, I mean, I could sow 2 veg, but sowing 2 veg doesn't really do anything for me. Um, Man, getting these reef points is going to be hard. I don't think we can do it. Because Lass is just going to get them with her combo. Whatever, it's too late now. It shouldn't matter too much, but yeah, like we're always going to be able to get the wild fruit food. It doesn't really matter if we bake 1 grain or 2 here. None of it really matters. Yeah, I don't think Reeve is going to be worth it, but it's sad. I would have liked to do it. If Reeve's not worth it, playing quarters probably not worth it. But yeah, we have to see. We're forced to family grow because Doe built a room. Not sure exactly why Doe built a room. Especially with Lady of the Manor, I would think you would want to save up for 4 wood. Like, I get that Doe has Mason, but I'm always going to start player there when Doe built a room. I'm not just going to let Doe grow in front of me. But yeah, Workaholic is looking pretty awful now. It's possible I'll be able to use Workaholic with just for the wood. The clay and stone probably won't happen, but getting to 5 animals seems pretty doable. Last plowing aggressively makes sense. I will take 3 wood if it comes back, just because wood's so tight this game. I'm going to be taking 3 wood. Yes, I agree. I really don't get the build action from Doe. Yeah, I'm going to be taking 3 wood every time it comes. Going forward, I'll probably plow over 3 wood, but obviously that's not an option here. I could start players wild fruit, but no, I can bake with my 3rd action, Sid. I'm completely blown away that Midi so baked over taking 2 cows. I'm also I didn't realize Midi had 2 grain. Oh, apparently they did. Yeah, I don't think start playering is super worth it. I mean, we can always just start player next round anyways. Next action. I think 3 wood is more important. We can also fence last action if like 1 boar is available. We really want to be able to get to 5 animals. So, well, we'd rather get to 12 wood before fencing. We can use 5 wood and 3 wood for our stables. I mean, we still would like Lady of the Manor, Sid, if possible. So Diligent Farmer is definitely possible, at least as a 3-point action. But using it to family grow might not work. I guess we could just use it to family grow in round 14 as a unblockable family grow and the opportunity to play a minor. But Doe's going to grow in round 12 and 13 with their room and with Mason. So unless we wanted to like start player, it's not going to be better than that. Yeah. So last just didn't go for Guildmaster at all, which I mean I guess is fine. It just seems strange to me. Like when you have Guildmaster playing Reed Collector first action over Reedstone Food seems so weird to me. Like Reedstone Food is such a good action. Yeah, I mean, it still will be fine for her. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad. I just when you have Guildmaster, I'm surprised that you would ever like not take Reedstone Food. Wow, Doe takes 2 wood. Well, I got super rewarded for taking my 3 wood. Yeah, so I could fence here. I could also just build 4 stables. Last start playing, it looks like. I'm surprised Last didn't take 4 clay here. I could also commercial bake. Commercial baking is probably the play. Doe using crib for points, not food. Yeah, it's not great. 2 wood and 2 food for 1 point is not particularly good. I mean, in general, I think using crib for points is just bad. It's fine if you play it for food, but yeah. Doe has manure shovel. They're interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna commercial bake. Eat clay. Yeah, Lady of the Manor is looking pretty hard to attain right now. Yeah, it's basically 4 food for 1 point. So yeah, I think using crib for points is extremely bad in general. Yeah, this workaholic is just looking awful. Playing Hoarder would have been so much better. But you live and you learn. Yeah, I agree, it's Sid. Especially when you have to spend 2 wood for it. MIDI buys the fireplace. Very strange to me, but I guess it was just a way to spend clay that MIDI had no other use for. But I'll plow first action if it comes. I think Doe will plow though. We should get a free family grow without room next round, since Doe is just gonna play Mason and grow with room. Like Doe might family grow without room to block me, but yeah, it doesn't seem super likely. We get a plow, which is awesome. Oh, we actually can't. I guess we just plow 1 for now. The difference between 2 wood and 3 wood is really not a difference to me. I guess we could fence 13. Fencing 13 is more points than fencing 12, but it also makes it harder for us to get Lady of the Manor. We definitely want to start player next round for plow so in round 14 if possible. But we also want to plow before that, so it'll be a bit difficult to do. So here we want 2 wood and so bake and fence probably. Or not so bake, but what's it called? Bread machine. We could also start player for plow so in this round, and then if like Doe start players, we can just try to get a plow off of him, or like if MIDI start players. Yeah, I'd be happy to start player. Oh, Last to start playing for plow so. Unfortunate, but somewhat makes sense. Lass is also trying to fight for Lady of the Manor. So we're going to go 2 wood and fence here, and then we'll, if 2 boar are still there, which I doubt they will be, we'll take them. We also want to bread machine, yeah. So we might get like 2 cows and 2 sheep next round. Doe takes the other 2 wood, so we'll take 2 wood here. Doe, I don't think Doe wants to fence 7. Doe is really looking for more wood than 11 fences. One second, I'll be back. I'll have the interesting decision next round of whether I first action plow or first action start player if plow comes to me. Doe might plow, but I mean, Doe is, I guess with manure shovel, Doe basically has to plow. But, yeah, I mean, there's a good chance Doe doesn't get 2 fields, so plowing is pretty weak. Doe also might start player for plow, which means we would be able to plow, and getting a Sobek action in round 14 would be a bit sketchy, but we should just be able to, what's it called? Oh, well, too many food. We should just be able to, what's it called? Sobek in round 13. And yeah, I mean, it'll be a bit awkward. Oh wow, Doe takes 1 cow. Is Doe really hurting that bad for food? No, it's just to get to 6 cows. That's strange. Oh, it's also 6 animals for, what's it called? For manure shoveler. I see. Last takes a vegetable, setting up more for the plow, so midi fences 3. Well, that's brutal. Alright, see you, Sid. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, wow. Doe has Ox Team. Very nice. Yeah, that's super rough that midi fenced. So we could play Master Shepherd here for 2 sheep. It doesn't seem horrendous. What else do we even do if not taking the sheep? Oh, we never took this veggie. One of our actions is definitely commercial baker. We could also just build our stables here and set up for a reno fence in round 14. That requires us to take or a fence in round 14, but there's going to be so much pressure on fencing that I don't really want to do that. I guess I could take reedstone food. That sort of sets me up for a renovation. I would need a stone action. I could just take 6 clay. It puts me 1 clay short of, what's it called? Pottery. But maybe I get to 7 animals. Yeah, I think I'll just take 6 clay. It seems significantly better than any of the other options. Yeah, that fence is brutal for us, though. No surprise, last plow sows. Oh wow, Doe's plows was only 2 plows. So Doe might have to like first action sow bake, because Midi will plow sow as well, I imagine. But Doe sow baking is grain, veggie, and a sow. Midi takes wood, so Midi's threatening defense again. Which is really, really rough. I think ideally Doe start players here. Hi Maruska. I don't think I'm winning, but it's a really weird game. I'm doing okay. There's a ton of pressure on wood, and I took wood extremely aggressively, which is nice. I have some good improvement points, but yeah, it's going to be awkward. Doe, sow bakes, so I sort of expected that. I think I have to start player for plow sow here. The plow sow is just so strong. But yeah, fencing could very much be an issue. I guess if fencing becomes an issue, I just take stone and reedstone food, and then I can reno fence to protect my fencing. But yeah, this is definitely awkward. We'll start player wild fruit. I guess foraging would also be okay. It would let me resow this field, but yeah, very strange. If fencing comes back, we'll snap it off. Conservator was in this game. I forgot Conservator was in this game. Okay, then Lass is probably winning. If Plow comes back, that's great for us. But yeah, Midi gets the sheep. That's bad for us. So our workaholic is basically dead. Yeah, we would need to get 2 cow and 2 boar, which is just not happening. We are wheeling fence here, which is nice. But Doe takes wood. Yeah, I'm just going to get this fencing out of the way. The plow would be awesome because it gets me to 5 fields for Lady of the Manor, but getting this fence out is just way, way, way too important. Yeah, like if I get put in a position where somebody fences here, I would have to fence over taking plow sow next round, which is obviously just like a complete train wreck. Yeah, there goes the plow. We might wheel plow next round, which would be okay. But yeah, so next action we're baking machining. Midi takes stone. So Midi is going to go for a Reno. Interesting. Doe plays the Mason, so now I definitely get Family Girl last action. It was probable already, but because, yeah, I imagined Doe wanted to play Minor, but now we know for sure. So we could play Master Shepherd here. It sets us up for possibly being able to sweep in on Reeve points. If the trading school and Ock gets blocked, well, not blocked, just we'd take an Ock. And it's a 2-point action. It does cost me 2 food, but our feeding is perfectly fine. Wild fruit, it's outside of the harvest, so right now we have no mechanism to get it, but whatever. So next round we can bake 1 grain and play pottery. So we do have a little bit of extra food. Does that make this worth it? Probably not. Oh, we're just taking a boar. Where'd my peep go? Oh, I only have 3. I'm on Reno. I guess it's fine. It also screws up Lass's conservator. No, Lass is playing conservator. We're definitely not getting hold on. It does mean I could get 2 boar next round because nobody else is taking boar. And it does make Lass's conservator more difficult to get out. Also, Lass having the first action conservator means makes it more likely we wheel plow. Yeah, I'll go for it. Setting up the 2 boar is nice, I think. Last will probably just first action sheep conservator next round just to make sure she doesn't get blocked. But yeah, I mean, just putting pressure on Last I think is nice because I think she's my biggest competition. We have more improvement points. Our fences are better, but she's getting to stone. She has 1 point for Hedgemaster. She can get well, no, Midi can actually Reno fence on her. So, yeah, messing with this Reno fence is nice. Last just takes more food, sure. Midi will definitely read stone food here. Yeah, cool. We family grow and we feed 9. Oh, I forgot we're feeding 9, so we actually have even more food than I thought. Oh, we do need a harrow though. I forgot about harrow. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Yeah, that might have been a mistake, but it should be fine. We'll probably have some actions to burn. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to eat a clay. Yeah, so if Plow comes back, I think we take it. Doe doesn't have to fence. Last also kind of wants to sow bake, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. The sheep should be in my supply. Wow, Last plows. That seems extremely aggressive. I have I have 1, 2, 3. So I can play Diligent Farmer. Diligent Farmer is a 3-point action. Hoarder and Football Player are both 1 point. But yeah. So Doe fences 6, so we should take the boar here, I think. I don't necessarily agree with Doe's decision to fence there. Oh, Doe can't even take the boar. I guess they can. But so we should. But yeah, very strange. I do need to remember to bread machine, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. If I took both the cow and the sheep, that would give me 5 wood, and then I could take no, that I don't have nearly enough actions for that. I would have needed to take this 3 wood in the harvest, but I mean, that 4 food I don't think was worth it. Even then I wouldn't have enough actions because I would need to feed, but yeah, I mean, Doe also doesn't have max points for grain, so I really don't get this plow. We have 3 categories. I don't see how Last gets to 3 categories. She can't get to full fences. She can't get to full grain. Yeah, very, very strange plow from last. I don't get it. Nobody needs the cow, so I will play Diligent Farmer next because it's a 2-point action. And it sets up for a 4-point hoarder or football player. Midi's gonna beat me for Lady of the Manor, actually. Midi has fields, grain, veggie, and can fence 3. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's a bummer. So we're not getting Lady of the Manor, unfortunately. We still might be able to sneak in on reef points, though. What wait. Oh, Midi took wood. So Lass can run offense here and block Midi, which would be awesome for us. Do I think Lass will do it? Probably not. She probably has a minor, but I mean, it'd be pretty sweet. Oh wow, Doe has chief. Bummer. So that kills the dream of, what's it called? Reeve. Yeah, we're just falling a bit short of everything, unfortunately. I'll still play Diligent Farmer because the cow will wheel, and Diligent Farmer is 2 points. At least I think the cow will wheel. It might not. Somebody might take it for the food. But our feeding is fine. We have... Oh, actually, our feeding isn't fine. Oh, no, we do. We can ride a grain. Then we have... Oh, no, that would put us 1 food short. I guess I don't see how else we're getting points, so... Yeah, we should just play it. Yeah, so last plowing that field actually did cost us, and last run... Oh, cool. Yeah, and Midi can't get to 4 fence stables. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't get this from Lass because it gives me points, and it doesn't make Midi lose points. Midi still gets the... Oh, I guess it makes Midi lose points for fences, but Midi's really not the competition, I don't think. Those game is decent. Yeah, I think the Lady of the Manor points might actually put me over the top, so I don't get this from last, but I'm definitely thankful for it. Oh, okay, pelts. Interesting. So Midi's game is pretty decent. That's probably... it's 2 points. Two food for 2 points, because Midi can eat a boar and a sheep for free. Actually could let the sheep breed. No, it doesn't have room for them. Oh, with stables, yeah. Midi can let the sheep breed and then eat them if Midi can afford to. Midi's feeding isn't great, though, so we'll have to see. So baked. This might actually hurt us because I think Doe will take the cow here if they can't sow bake, but I'm pretty sure you can't do this. Yeah, I think Doe probably takes the cow here because Doe's feeding isn't great, but yeah, I mean, we should play by the rules. I'm not going to let somebody play against the rules just because it benefits me. So we can keys for 1 point and then commercial bake. Commercial baking is 6 food. Oh no, we have to bread machine. Oh no, we have one more action before we have to bread machine because we're start player. So we did get the cow, it looks like. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately we are 1 food short of a point, but playing the Diligent Farmer was definitely worth it since we wheeled the cow. Because other than Diligent Farmer, all of our actions were 1 point anyways. So, like, if we didn't wheel the cow, it could arguably be wrong, but not wheeling the cow, it is definitely right to play the Diligent Farmer. So one of Midi's actions will be build rooms here, or build stables. Seasonal work, just for food, it looks like. Yeah, Midi's feeding is sketchy. It's possible Midi would have had to eat veggies. Oh, what am I talking about? Midi can eat this. Can eat multiple boars if they want as well and pelt them. Foraging doesn't help us at all, I don't think. Oh, does it? 1 second. Does it trigger this? Oh, it does. Oh, we have to bake. Yeah, so we actually can get a free point if we wheel start player, which doesn't seem super likely since people are really short on points. Like, Glass has no way to get a point, so she might just take start player as a block. Midi will build stables. Doe also might just take start player as a block, although Doe maybe needs food. Taking a grain is also possibly a point for Doe since their sheep are extraneous. Lass took a grain, okay. Oh yeah, it's 1 point, sure. Midi will build stables here. Yeah, so it's just whether Doe takes start play or not. What are scores looking like? Last has 41. We have 45. Okay, yeah. Looks like we're winning then, because we have these bonus points. We're getting Lady of the Manor, Midi, 39 plus 3 plus some pelts. So Midi's going to be very close, but I think we have it because Midi's feeding is sketchy. And Doe actually might beat us as well. So Doe has 5, 6, 7, 8. We should be fine. We will end the game with 5 wood, actually. Not that we can do anything with it, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, so Workaholic obviously would have been way better as Hoarder. Hoarder could have easily been at least 3 points. Would have given us opportunities for more. Well, I mean, it was easily 1 more point because we could definitely convert this stone, but yeah, I mean, we definitely could have found more points elsewhere as well, probably by taking like a read action somewhere. I don't know. I'm not gonna think about like where exactly, but this Workaholic was definitely a mistake. Well, the Workaholic might have been fine if we had built 1 room, but building 2 rooms and playing Workaholic was definitely a mistake. We start player foraging. So looks like Midi pelted 3 animals. We get 3 points for Lady of the Manor, right? Pastures, grain, vegetables. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. So we have Doe has, looks like, people's scores aren't showing up right. Midi has 41. What did we have? 46 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't agree with Midi taking Baker Servant over Mason, I don't think, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't actually know its power. I forgot. I was going to look up power. Yeah, I mean, I realized that the wood pressure was super high. That's why I started taking wood so aggressively. Oh wow, Mansion was in the game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. So last first picked Hedgemaster. I think in general I would take Mason over. What's it called? Mason over Reed Collector, but whatever. $47. Okay, so last gifting me 3 points didn't end up costing us. Didn't end up winning us the game. We still would have won. It looks like it wasn't super close. 46, 41, I think. Where is it? 41. Oh, wow, looks like there is a half-timbered house, too. That's crazy. So, let me put in these scores, then I will go check out the draft, because it sounds like it was a super interesting draft. Three, 37372. Is it this one? Yeah. 37372. Yeah, so Commercial Baker is actually weaker than Baker's Servant, so maybe that was a mistake. I think Commercial Baker is pretty underrated. I think it's extremely strong. Obviously, the bread machine did a lot of powerlifting, but yeah. So in my mind, these powers were pretty somewhat flipped between Commercial Baker and Baker's Servant. I thought Commercial Baker was like high threes and Baker's Servant was lower threes, but in retrospect, maybe taking Baker's Servant and trying to wheel Commercial Baker was actually the right move. Because, okay, yeah, Workaholic is mid threes, so if people drafted it solely based on power, I would have wheeled Commercial Baker here, and then I also would have had the chance to wheel Oven Inspector just in case. So, yeah, in retrospect, this was probably a mistake. I thought Commercial Baker's was higher than this, and I thought Baker's Servant power was a little bit lower than this. So, yeah, I guess that pick was a mistake. But I still agree with taking one of these picks over Mason or Reed Collector, probably. Maybe. It's a toss-up. Now that I know the power, that makes taking Baker's Servant, I think, just the correct pick. Even without like wanting to do cute combo things, I think taking Baker's Servant was probably correct. Just because based on power, you wheel Commercial Baker, and wheeling Oven Inspector, like I said earlier when I was drafting, wheeling on it Oven Inspector with Baker's Servant is fine. So yeah, that was probably not a great choice. Yeah, this Guildmaster, I don't get it. So somebody took Seasonal Worker. I guess Midi took it for their baking combo, which was something I pointed out in the draft, but yeah, I mean, Conservator is strong. It was obviously great for last, but I still feel like you would pick Guildmaster, and then I think Tinsmith got taken. Yeah, Tinsmith got taken over Guildmaster, which is just completely insane. Also, I don't think the well got built that game, which is crazy. Especially with how much stone there was. Yeah, the well didn't get built. Silo Girl was the best pick here, but we knew we didn't really have a Silo Girl game. I'm interested to see what Doe's draft was like. Hoarder. Um, yeah, so Manure Shovel is really rated highly, but we didn't have the Workaholic at that point. Maybe it's fine taking it just based on the power. Well, we also didn't know if we were wheeling Baking Servant, so maybe Manure Shoveler was the pick here, but I don't hate the Hoarder pick. So Reeve would have been good here. I think taking Diligent Farmer was fine. It's weird how low Stockbroker's power is. Like, Stockbroker has a ton of variance, but when Stockbroker goes off, it's just, like, completely absurd. Workaholic, easily the pick. Yeah, I guess what last's pack must have been crazy to have Reeve and Diligent Farmer in the pack, 4th pick. So, Workaholic. Yeah, I think this just had to be the pick. Oven Inspector, maybe, just to hate it from the Baker's Servant, but hate drafting I'm not generally a fan of, and we talked a lot about this pick. I still think it was fine taking Master Shepherd, but yeah, I mean, based on how the draft went with My Cabbage and like Sawmill and Diamond Mine showing up, Guildmaster would have been a fine pick too. But if we had gone for 3 rooms instead of 4 and just fenced relatively early and played Master Shepherd, that would have made our Workaholic a lot better. So I think taking the Master Shepherd was fine. Just the way we played the game didn't work out for Master Shepherd, and I think we probably didn't play it right. So I think taking Master Shepherd was fine, although obviously based on the minors we opened, Guildmaster would have been fine. But I mean, again, we could have opened something like Loom, and then Master Shepherd would have been great. Yeah, football player, sure, whatever. We knew Reeve was in the draft, so that makes taking football player better. Like, if you play it as your 7th Thok, you get a point, whereas these don't do anything for our game. Yeah, I mean, this was a snap pick. Reed Prunt's obviously higher power, but this wasn't a contest. This was not a contest. Pelts is great, but we weren't cooking animals. Wild Fruit. We could have considered Trade School, I guess, but yeah, maybe Trade School was the correct pick. That's interesting to think about. So we knew we had Diligent Farmer. We didn't know about the Lady of the Manor. Yeah, I think you could argue for Trade School being the right pick here, but Diamond Mine is... Diamond Mine's so strong. I don't regret taking Diamond Mine at all. Obviously, Wild Fruit wheeling for us was excellent. Very surprised that happened. Probably should not have. My Cabbage is an easy pick here. Farm Stable's good, but yeah, I mean, My Cabbage is just great. Yeah, I wouldn't fault anybody for taking Farm Stable, but I'm fine with My Cabbage pick here. Keys, easy pick. Horse is high power, and it would have been fine for us, but based on the fact that we had a Workaholic, I think taking Keys was perfectly fine here. And yeah, the rest of the packs are pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at Toast Draft, but yeah, so there were a couple picks I could have made differently, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the way we played. Well, yeah, I think taking the Stone Oven card over Baker's Servant was definitely a mistake in retrospect. I do think what's it called? Whatever the Stone Oven card is, Commercial Baker. I think Commercial Baker is underrated. I think its power should be higher than 3.0. I think it's a very powerful card. Obviously, opening Bread Machine was key to how good it was. Like, I think Commercial Baker, Bread Machine is a crazy combo, and without Bread Machine, it's weaker. But, I mean, Commercial Baker is still awesome. But, yeah, I just didn't realize that Baker's Servant had that high of a power. So, yeah, I think Baker's Servant was the correct pick. And, maybe we will commercial baker, maybe not, but yeah, I think we should have picked the baker servant. But other than that, I feel pretty fine with most of our picks. The other thing was building the 4th room. Again, it was probably a mistake, honestly. If Doe wasn't playing expansion plans, like, I don't think Mitty had played Baker's Servant at that point, so we didn't know who had the Mason. So we didn't know, like, that Doe was planning on building stone rooms. So if Doe hadn't played expansion plans and was just, like, playing a 2 stone room house with the guest card, I think building a 2nd room is fine. But Doe played expansion plans before we built our rooms, so based on that, we definitely should have just built 1 room, for sure. Because between Workaholic and Lady of the Manor and Diligent Farmer, just building 1 room was definitely better with how much pressure there was on wood. We even could have later in the game built a clay room because Workaholic would have given us clay, but yeah, definitely not perfect play, but we ended up winning, so whatever. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.